What is going on, guys? How's it going? Happy New Year to everyone. Today is the first day of the brand new year of 2014, and man, where the hell is the time gone? I can't believe it's already 2014. It's gonna be, damn, like 5 years since I've been out of high school this year already. You know, working every day, running a household. I mean, damn, a lot of stuff's changed over the last few years for me, and wow, hard to believe that's 2014 already. But every time at this time of year, everyone has these things called New Year's resolutions. Of course, you know what they are. Common ones are you're going to lose weight, quit smoking, you're going to try reading more, just stuff like that. But I figured, let's take a spin and let's flip this a little bit. Let's make this baseball related somehow. So, what I did is I did 5 New Year's resolutions. And if I think of more as this video goes along, I'm going to do them. But for the Detroit Tigers, if they were going to have some New Year's resolutions for the players or as a team, this would be their New Year's resolutions, what they would need to do this year in 2014. And the first one is, and this one's for Dave Dombrowski, the head honchos in the Detroit Tigers. Fix the bullpen. That should be your New Year's resolution for point one, just the top. I mean, you put a gold star by this one and highlight it with 3 different colored highlighter pens. You know what I'm saying? This is the one. I know that the Tigers have kind of essentially said that they're done making moves. Jesse Crane actually signed with the Astros, so my guy who I wanted is gone now off the market. But I just don't see this bullpen being fixed compared to last year. You did not add anyone besides Joe Nathan. When you add Joe Nathan, while losing Joaquin Benoit, while not resigning Veras, while losing Drew Smyly to the rotation, Joe, you shorted yourself 2 arms, but only added one, and Nathan, quality arms, I should say. I mean, I know you added Jabba Chamberlain, but that's not a move that's gonna fix the bullpen. It's not, because what if he flunks? What if he does as bad as I think he's gonna do? Then you're screwed. Then all you got is Joe Nathan. And then, say Jabba Chapman gets hurt. Then who's in your bullpen? Kroll, Koch, Albuquerque, Rendon. That's your 4 main guys right now that you would have for sure in there. And besides Rendon, I'm not high on any one of those guys, to be honest with you. Like I said, Koch and Ian Kroll are the Koch and Ian Kroll are essentially the two same kind of things. Left-handed specialists that can't get out righties at a very good clip. So you can't use them late in game situations unless you need a lefty out in a big spot. And then Albuquerque is way inconsistent. His slider isn't consistent. He walks a lot of guys because of that slider. Sometimes his fastball flattens out. He loses velocity on it. So you're relying on those guys. And on top of, maybe Casey Crosby gets a shot this year in the bigs, because I know they were working on him in AAA as becoming a late innings reliever because he can't handle the starting rotation. But he's another lefty that can't throw strikes consistently. So I don't know about him. So I don't see the bullpen, how it's been fixed whatsoever. It has not been. When you subtract Smyly and Benoit out of the rotation while not re-signing Veras, 3 guys that got a lot of outs for you down the stretch, and then you just bring in Nathan, you don't offset anything. You actually downgrade it, especially just saying Jabba Chamberlain's it. He's the answer. He's going to be the one that we're going to lie on late in games with him and Rendon. And Rendon, I like him. I've said this many, many times. I really like what he brings to the table, but he's already had arm problems, and he hasn't even had 30 innings pitched on his elbow yet. I don't know if he's a guy that you're going to rely on to get 65 innings out of in a year, and he's going to stay healthy. Who knows? We don't know. I mean, the kid throws with a lot of heat, man. That's not easy on your arm as hard as he throws. So, I don't know. That's number one. They got to make a couple moves, because they go into spring with this bullpen currently as it is. It's just awful. It's absolutely awful and putrid. And they will get exposed this year. And they go into this year with this bullpen. I know Cleveland's lost a lot of players, but this bullpen will be the downfall, and this is what will keep everyone in this division close. It won't be a blowaway like a lot of people think it will be, even though I don't think it will be. But bullpen, number one. Number 2, Alex Avila. This one's for you. This is a make or break year for you, in my opinion. I've defended Alex Avila tooth and nail, and I still like him. No one calls a game for the Tigers like Alex Avila does. The staff ERA with him behind the plate is almost a run lower. The Tigers were below 500 without him in the lineup. He's a viable piece, but he hit 300 in the second half. And Avila has a really, really good eye. I mean, in 2012, he had a 353 on base percentage, even though he didn't hit that well. But he has a really good eye. He has a knack for getting on base. 353 is a really good on base percentage. Like I said, he hit 300 in the second half. But I don't ever expect him to be like he was in 2011. When he had that All-Star year, Silver Slugger. That was probably a career year for him. But we got to see a little bit more something out of Avila offensively wise. Like I'm not talking 30 home runs, but I want to see at least between 12 and 16 home runs out of him this year. I want to see his on base percentage go back up to about 340, 350 because he's capable of it. He's got a good eye. I want to see his average between 265 and 275 this year. I don't want to see him barely floating above the Mendoza line like he was a lot of last year. He needs to provide some offense. He's had a 2-year off-year span already. Like I said, I know he did well in the second half last year, but we need to see a bit more consistency out of Avila behind the dish because you do need some kind of offense behind the plate, especially now that you're losing a lot of sluggers and Peralta's gone. Infante provided a good amount of offense even though he got hurt. He's gone. We need to see a couple guys step up, and he is a guy that definitely, especially being in the bottom of that order, he needs to step up a little bit. And show a little bit more of his 2011 self. So that's what I'm looking for Alex Avila. This is a make or break year for me for him. If he doesn't at least hit 260 in between 260 and 270 and doesn't provide you an on-base percentage at least of league average or better, and doesn't slug over about 440, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do with him because, like I said, I know he calls a great game, but there's a time where you can only stick with a guy who's struggling year in and year out so much and giving him everyday reps. So eventually there's got to be a breaking point there. So number 3 New Year's resolution is Brad Ausmus. Don't fall under the pressure of being a rookie manager. I know you have a really well team, a great team, I should say, excuse me, handed to you in your first year as a manager. But don't let this be, all the pressure of winning because Leland's won 3 straight division titles while being manager. We have a great shot at winning a 4th straight division title. But don't let this pressure of being a rookie manager overwhelm you and say that. And listen to all these people that go, well, he's a rookie manager. He's never managed before. He's managed under, or he played under Joe Torre for a couple of seasons. What Bruce Bochy was his manager for a season or 2 when he was with the Padres. He's had some guys in his ear, and he's for a while, guys that really know baseball. So, don't let the pressure of being a rookie manager saying that you can't do it because, you can't win a World Series because you're a rookie manager and all the pressures and it's going to be a down year because he's a rookie. No, don't do that, Brad. He's been in baseball for 20 years, won a couple Gold Gloves. He's an all-star. He was in the bigs for 18 years. Catchers are great managers. Look at Mike Matheny's first year. Robin Ventura was another rookie manager who had a great year his first year. So don't let the hype and pressure, make you manage into a way that, you might not do the best job you're capable of because there's all that hanging over your head of being a first-year manager with a club that expects to win a World Series. Game two, excuse me. New Year's resolution 4 is back end of the rotation. I want to see Rick Porcello post an ERA under 4 this year. He's had FIPs under 4 the last 2 years, okay, because of his defense. This year, he has no excuse. He's got Kinsler and Iglesias up the middle behind him. 2 guys, outstanding defenders. He's going to have a different third baseman. Hopefully, Castellanos will be an upgrade over Cabrera, even if Castellanos is bad, because there's no way he could be worse than Cabrera was at third. And then you got Cabrera back at first, who was a lot better defender than Fielder was at first. So you got the infield defense that you need, especially up the middle. So I don't want to see, and then you got a strong outfield. When Dirks is out there and Jackson's out there, you got 2 outstanding defenders behind you there. So I don't want to hear the excuse of this year that his defense hurt him badly this year because you got Iglesias and you got Kinsler and you got Dirks who's going to be out there. You got Jackson who's going to be out there, and then you're getting Cabrera away from the hot corner back to a position he's almost average at, a little bit below average, and then you're getting a guy that can't be worse than Cabrera at third. I don't want to hear the excuse. I want to see Rick Porcello step up this year, and I want to see him post an ERA under 4. His strikeout rate jumped up 2 strikeouts last year. His whip was almost a career low of 1.3. So, he's 26, I think, 25, I think. Let's see a year where you post an ERA under 4. I don't care about the wins. And I want to see a whip of sub 1.4. I want to see between 1.29 and 1.33 would be good for him. Keep that K rate close to 7.5, 8. Keep the walk rate low as it's been. But I don't want to see another year that everyone could go, his defense absolutely brutally murdered him because of who he had behind him. There's no excuse this year. There's not an excuse this year because you got 2 outstanding defenders and you're strong up the middle because Avila's a good defender too. And then Drew Smyly, I want to see at least 150 innings out of this kid. I want to see how he does. He didn't pitch that many. He didn't even pitch 100 innings last year. And I know he was a starter at first when we first brought him up. But That's a big jump in innings. He's never pitched that many innings. He's going to get starter innings. He's never pitched that many innings before, ever. I don't think he's pitched more than 150 innings ever in any part of his minor league career either in a season. So, he kind of suffered a little bit in the second half, especially after we got Veras. I think that's because Leland took him out of his natural role as eighth inning setup man, that he was there for a little while. And then once he was getting used just specifically for lefties, I think not used as much. It kind of threw off his tempo, threw off his rhythm a little bit because Veras started taking over for righties in the eighth inning a little bit more too. But I want to see Drew Smyly throw 150 innings, and I want to see good innings too. I want to see, I don't expect him to have the best year, but I don't want to see an ERA almost touching 5. I don't, if it's a little north of 4, it's like where Rick Porcello's ERA was last year. That's fine. You're a fifth man. I expect that, but I don't want to see getting bombed every start because you can only go a couple quality innings and then you're done because your arm gets tired. That's what I want to see out of Drew Smyly this year. And then 5, I want to see a 4-peat. This is one for collectively group as the Detroit Tigers. I want to see a 4-peat in the Central. Let's get a 4th straight division title, and let's go to the goddamn World Series, and let's win it all this year. That should be your New Year's resolution. You've had a team this is going to be the last 3 years now. 3 years. This will be the 3rd year that you can have it. You have a World Series caliber club out there. You make it to the World Series, get embarrassed. You go to the LCS last year, and you would have went to the World Series last year if it wasn't for fucking David Ortiz hitting that miracle grand slam off of Joaquin Benoit, which completely shifted the series in the Red Sox favor. So you would have won. You went to the World Series last year. Let's see it this year. This is what the team needs to do as a whole. They need to have that. They need to have that. Just that mentality that this is going to be their year. I'm sure every team has it this year, but I want to see it. I want to see this team make it to the World Series this year, and I want to see them win it all. They're a lesser club than they were last year. I'll give them that. And their bullpen's still not good, but their rotation's good. Their defense is solid. They got some speed now. They got a good platoon with Dirks and Davis. Let's see it this year. That should be their 5th New Year's resolution, to try to win the division again. Cleveland lost a lot of players. Chicago's improving, but they're not there yet. Minnesota's improving, but they're not there yet. There's no reason why the Tigers should not win this division again for the 4th straight time, and let's see it. That should be their 5th New Year's resolution, to try to do it again and try to make it back to the World Series. I know that's every team's New Year's resolution, but this is different. This is a different circumstance. All these players you've had come and go, these new form teams you've had, there's no damn reason why that World Series or bust should not be on your mind with this caliber club, even minus Fielder, even minus Peralta. So that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you have a happy New Year's. And thanks again for the 400 subscribers, to everyone that subscribed, everything else. And thanks again for disliking my Merry Christmas video. That was pretty good. It made me laugh a little bit that there's that many trolls out there that troll my channel, which makes me feel pretty good because they're views. But, Happy New Year's, guys. I hope 2014 is good for you guys as well. And not that much longer till baseball. So check out the MLB Talk 101. Follow me on Twitter, and be in the beginning of this video and everything else with my Twitter handle, all that good stuff. So see you guys.